Hey everyone, I'm back. I'm super excited. My first review in, well, forever. Let's just put it that way. Uh, and I'm really excited about this one. Another superhero movie. Me and my wife, went to go see Spider-Man: Homecoming. Oh, was so good. Was so good, guys. I'm really excited to talk about it. So again, it's been a while since I've done one, but I'm gonna go over again a bit about the story without any spoilers as much as I can. Talk a bit about the performances that I liked and who I thought stood out, and then also the music, tying everything together. Then towards the end, I'm gonna let you guys know what I'm rating the movie. Remember, again, it's going off of 4 stars, and then after that, I'll let you guys go. If you want to stick around, I'm going to share my favorite part of the scene. So that one definitely will be spoiler, driven, but that's only if you want to watch that part. So it's just my moment to kind of geek out and kind of get everything out that I want to of my favorite part of the film. So without further ado, okay. So this takes place roughly right after Captain America Civil War, which was pretty much like the next Avengers movie because they were all in there together. And they also introduced Black Panther, which is pretty cool, and Tom Holland, which is the new Spider-Man. He had a very small role in Civil War, but it was just enough to get like our taste buds, ready for the next movie because we already knew there was a movie in the works. We didn't know that it was going to be titled Homecoming, which a lot of people were like, okay, this is going to be definitely like revamped and whatnot. So, anywho, we went ahead and left off from there, and they kind of show, if you haven't watched Civil War yet, they do go a little bit back into that, show a little bit of it, and do like a little funny intro to that, so that's pretty cool. So this bases around Vulture, which never really is put into place onto there. As far as like in the movie, it was never really like specified like, hey, I am the Vulture. They've mentioned a few other names in there, which I won't give anything away in regards to that. But as a whole, the story I thought felt really well. I think there was a bit too much linking to like the Iron Man and Tony Stark. I think they could have maybe just done without so much. And let's just be honest, if you haven't watched any of the trailers already, sorry, but yeah, Iron Man is in this, and everything that they've shown in the trailers is pretty much like the biggest parts onto that. So I kind of think maybe on this one they did show a little bit too much, but story-wise, it's really good. I do like the new additions of the new characters that they've done, and then also bringing back some old ones and some favorites. And again, won't go into any spoilers, but the casting was done really well. Which, talking about that, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, amongst others, kind of like Batman, I would say, has gone through the most, but in a shorter amount of time, right? Batman's have like years and years of scaling as far as like way back in the, when Michael Keaton, uh, ended up doing Batman. There's been so many, but for Spider-Man, it always seems like it's been, with policy and contracts and stuff like that. And people again were like, oh no, another Spider-Man, another actor to play Spider-Man. Who is this kid? Where is he? I'll tell you what, this kid was born to play Spider-Man. Not only if you watch the interviews outside was he super excited, but he's done a ton of stuff for showcasing the movie itself and then really presenting himself as Spider-Man. And I thought that really goes well into the movie because the only pieces that we got to see of this kid playing Spider-Man prior to this was in Civil War. And that being said, we only really got to see Spider-Man. We never got to saw Peter Parker, where we really get to see Peter Parker big time in this. I mean, this is the first one, and there's going to be more to come, which is very exciting because I like this Spider-Man. I like Tom Holland's performance, and it's a great Peter Parker. It fits very well with this universe. But as great as he did, I have to give props to Michael Keaton. Playing the Vulture in this was fantastic. I was a little skeptical at first because when I first saw the trailers, I was like, yeah, they're kind of going the more modern style look versus the old school kind of Vulture, but a lot of times they changed it up. But it works amazingly into this, and his performance, Michael Keaton, is top notch. I absolutely loved it. I hope he comes back for more. there's who knows what will happen, but it was just fantastic. I just loved watching him on scene. It brought back the old kind of Batman vibe, but then it had the presence of Michael Keaton, that passion, that flair that he has, that he brings on screen. It was just so, I really enjoyed every time he was on screen. It was fantastic. So the music was very good. I thought at times it was a little too much overbearing. Probably my favorite part of it is, I don't know if prior to this there has been that or not, but usually do the intro to the Marvel movies. They show like the comic book flipping to introduce the Marvel logo before the movie starts on these comic book ones. Well, they did the Amazing Spider-Man. I know that's kind of like a spoiler, but it's nothing too huge. But for me, that was the first time I seen that and heard of that has happened in a Marvel movie. But it was the old, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. They did that type of theme when they were showing the Marvel, which I thought was fantastic. And that really got me excited because I'm like, whoa, they're going old school. They might bring that back. But then the rest of the movie kind of goes into the original when it's actiony. They go through that action type music. When it was very dramatic and a bit mellow, they went through the more, slower tone music. And then when it gets very, suspenseful, they go into that with the action type. So nothing too impressive for me. I thought it fit very well within the movie, so that's a good thing. But yeah, overall, I really, really enjoyed the movie, and I can't wait to see more. For me, myself, I'm giving Spider-Man 3 out of 4 stars. It was very close to getting 4, but I just felt that, truthfully, I mean, if you're like me, I watch trailers. But nowadays, it seems like they have so many trailers for teaser trailers to come out to. And this one, unfortunately, I just watched too many of them. And a lot of the whoa about big sequences are in the trailer. So if you really want to see this movie and you haven't seen any of the trailers yet, do yourself a favor, don't, because it'll spoil a little bit more than what you're expecting on today, which was the only bummer for me. Besides that, the movie's fantastic from beginning to end. A lot of great references to other characters, and it's Spider-Man. It's just fantastic to see him, and now knowing that they're going to stick to this universe type, and who knows, we'll see what happens later on in the future. So if you guys don't want to watch the Nerd Out moment and hear about maybe some more spoilers, or bigger spoilers I should say, onto there, then you catch me in there. This is on my YouTube channel, which is going to also be linked onto my Facebook, so please make sure you subscribe and you like. Please give me any feedback. I'm always welcome to it, and I'm going to be doing more and more as it comes by. So next movie should be War of the Planet of the Apes, which I think we're going to be watching this weekend. So that one's going to be cool to tie into Caesar's story. Thank you again, guys. You guys have a great day. Okay. Geek out moment. It's been a while since I've had one of these, and for this movie in particular, I definitely geeked out almost throughout the entirety of it, because they went very old school with it. And the great part about it is they didn't go back like they did with the other Spider-Mans, like, oh man, I got bit by the spider. What's happening to me? This comes again. They didn't go through that whole process. It's already Peter Parker taking it after the Civil War movie. He's already Spider-Man. He knows it, and it's just developing even further. My favorite moment, it was really hard to pick out of all of them, but my favorite moment had to be when he actually faces off against Vulture towards the end of the movie. There's actually a scene where the Vulture is trying to steal a bunch of these parts. These parts are the alien pieces from the last Avengers movie that were scattered all over the Stark Tower, like the Avengers Tower that was in, I don't know what city it was in. And the Vulture, Michael Keaton's character, the Vulture, is taking these pieces, and that's obviously how he makes all this cool gear. And that's the premise, is the biggest thing in the movie. Well, there's this huge plane, and they're trying to steal more. So the Vulture goes into it. A lot of cool stuff they did. It's like a camouflage plane, and Spider-Man's, trying to stop the Vulture, and he succeeds. And then they go into this all-out brawl. Really cool fighting sequences. Not too much slow-mo, which, I love slow-mo. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes nowadays they overdo it. They did just enough to make it really cool. So they really showcased both characters very well, especially at the very end when it comes a bit more of, okay, I'm Spider-Man. I know you're a bad guy. I'm going to come help you out. So there's like fighting scenes. They're going in. The wings are coming out from the Vulture. The claws come in. And it is just like pounding. And you could just see the performance from Tom Holland really shows up onto that as well. it was just freaking cool. And it's all done in the air until they crash land. So, spoiler there. Anyways, guys, thank you again. Go see Spider-Man in theaters. It is amazing. I can't wait for the next one. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.